Mel, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Aida, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, let's roll. Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
Yes, just waiting for you to appear on screen. Okay, now we are back and live. So very good evening to ladies and gentlemen, all of you who are watching us right now, right here. So I will be the moderator for your event tonight. I'm Hugo Tan from You Are Not Alone Southeast Asia Mental Health Initiative. Indeed, it is always okay to not be okay. Indeed, mental health is more important than ever. And indeed, this is testing times, challenging times. And with us tonight are three very distinguished individuals from very distinguished professions. I would like to give them the opportunity to introduce themselves. But for now, a very quick overview of who do we have here tonight. Of course, we have Melisha Lin, our regular on the show, who is the host, a model. And we have Aida Jasmeen, which is our professional makeup artist for today. And Dabby Wong, image stylist. So with this, I would like to start it off with Dabby. Would you like to quickly introduce yourself, like 15 seconds elevator pitch? Who you are and what you do.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all. My name is Dabby, and currently I'm an image stylist, which is also an international trainer, which I have been trained in the Vietnam, Singapore, and all around Malaysia. So for me, that my strength is in color. So I'm a color specialist. So anything about colors, you can look for me, even though include for makeups, beauty, and clothing and everything. So thank you very much. And I pass to Hugo. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, Debbie. So definitely there's going to be a lot of colors tonight, a lot of fashion tonight that we will like our expert to give some opinion on, right? Okay, so next up, Aida Jasmeen, makeup artist. Yes.
Hello, everyone. Happy to see you. My name is Aida Jasmeen. I'm a freelance professional makeup artist for the past 13 years. My forte is my creative and beauty makeup. So if anyone would like to do a makeup, you can give me a call. So basically, I love makeup. So I look forward to share with you all the tips. And if you guys have any questions during this session, you can feel free to ask me.
Absolutely. Welcome, Aida Jasmeen. If you want to touch up on your makeup and learn how to become a true beauty, you want to tune in right here, right? Because Aida is going to share with us some secret tips. Okay, so last but not least, we have Melisha Lin.
Hi guys, this is Melisha here, your host and also YANA's the ambassador. And today, welcome to the first ever YANA K-drama review. Wow, I'm so honored to be with Aida, Jasmine, and also Hugo. I think it will be quite an interesting combo. Like, I need Aida to touch up my makeup through this lens. Can she do that? I really hope that she can do that. And Debbie, what do you think about my color? Did I choose the right color for tonight?
Wow, it's a very nice color that you wear tonight and suit the festive season.
All right, that's great. So back to Hugo.
Indeed. Like what Debbie has mentioned, a pre-live, today we really dress up according to color codes. I mean, we have the all shades of red and pink here and yellow. It's very festive, very bright. Okay, so first and foremost, let me share my screen again. All right. So the event for tonight is on the global phenomenon webtoon turned live action drama with high ratings throughout the live action drama. And it's because it resonates with the regular person on how they transform themselves, to fit in. And these are our leads, our two male leads and two female leads. So to kick this off, right, perhaps, Aida, can you share with us what is the one thing you like about True Beauty? Why does it resonate with you? Why does it appeal to you?
I like True Beauty because, of course, the actor, but I like the whole story behind it. How Joo Kyung really kickstart her interest in makeup. That is one part of it, which is really interesting to see her journey, how she struggled and how she learned to be a makeup artist. So this is one of the reasons why I watched this, and also the reason, the title itself, True Beauty, the way how she transformed herself from something that is less beautiful to become more prettier person. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And that is very true. You know, we have all gone through some awkward phases and how we found the confidence and also the skills and tool sets to better ourselves. So once again, if you are watching this, what should you do? Click the heart button and click the share button and leave a comment. What is it? Click the heart button, click the share button, and leave a comment. So remember to do these three things, and I will go and check out you guys on the Facebook comment in our YANA official Facebook page, right? Okay, so with this, I would like to move on to Mel. What is it that you like the most about this drama? What appeals to you?
I think other than they are hot, I think all of the characters are quite attractive. Other than attractive, I also like the message and story of the whole story. As you can see, it gives out this meaning where it says that beauty is not how you look, but beauty is how you make someone feel. And if you can see beauty in each and every individual, where you could see Joo Kyung and also Suho managed to see, even though Joo Kyung felt insecure with how she looks, Suho still assured that she was beautiful and appreciating Joo Kyung's beauty. So beauty comes from the heart and also the mind. And as long as you think you're beautiful, at the end of the day, you are beautiful and no one can tell you otherwise. So that's the key message that I felt this drama was very strongly into.
Fantastic, fantastic. Sometimes, you know, certain characters just resonate with us, and we will explore more of that, right? Right now, before we go to Dabby, I would like to give a shout out to our early viewers right now that come right in here, right? I see you, right? Choi Yuan, how long is this activity going to be finished? You know, we plan for it to be 90 minutes, but if all of us are as passionate as this, I think this is going to be a 2 hours, right? I recommend you to bring your snacks and some juices right in front of the camera, in front of the phone, and enjoy this with us. So, Fika Ki, welcome. Very long time, Fika. I hope you have a good life, living a good life now. The very road track color Mel, cranberry pink. Kid seems like a fun drama, relatable. Yes. Okay, just want to let you know we are still at the very beginning of our live stream. Remember to click the heart button, comment, and share. Okay, now, Dabby Wong, image stylist.
Okay.
Why True Beauty? Why?
Okay. Why?
Yeah.
When I watched the first episode, right, I find out this True Beauty is similar to my experience, which is I faced before, which is the ugly duckling story. So I think that is always when I watch a K-drama, I am very emphasized on the message that the drama will bring to us and learn in real life. So I think that True Beauty is definitely worth to watch, that to let us realize that what we should do and how we can overcome if we have the same situation in life. Yes.
Fantastic. So just to remind our panelists today, if there is ever a need for you to share the screen, you can always do so, right? You can always do so. Okay. Let's go on to the next slide. I love what Dabby said about the transformation from an ugly duckling to a beautiful swan, and which leads us to the story of Joo Kyung. So for those of you who have not watched the K-drama, Joo Kyung is about a high school student that has always been ill-treated, that has always been ignored, and even bullied because of how she looks. And it gotten so bad that she is so excited when she can finally transfer school due to certain circumstances, right? And in between, she picked up the skills of makeup and transform herself. And the rest is history. So my first question for our panels for tonight is, has there been an ugly duckling story somewhere in your life, at one moment in life where people feel like, I want to know what people tell you. Do they tell you like, because I just completed a mental health webinar just now, with a group of people, and they tell me all these things, right? Like people tell them that they are worthless, that they need to be independent, that they should face it on their own, that they are useless brat. What are some of the most hurtful things you have heard in your life? And how does that change your character and your direction ever since? Anyone wants to start? I mean, the floor is open.
Okay, I can start first.
Yeah.
All right. For me, that the most hurtful thing that in my life, which is I feel is I am not recognized by my father, even my look.
Mm-hmm.
My father told me that because I have a very big nose, then it's not pretty. So that time I think I can't remember how old am I? I think it's around 13 or 14 years old. Then I'm thinking that what's wrong to my nose, and I'm having your gene. Then I can't really accept it, even though my father say these kind of things to me. It's not he don't recognize me, so I feel hurt about this. And since I share with you all, means that I think it's a past memory. So I think that this is what I felt. Then I think that it's a wording from my father. Yes. Okay.
Thank you for your sharing. Yeah, I don't think I have the picture with me now, but something that we share on our Instagram, right, is in fact a similar conversation between Ju Kyung and her mom, right? Ju Kyung says that even an animal would dote on their sons and daughter, why not you, right? Well, what do you think, Mel? Anything like that happened to you before?
As you know, I'm currently competing in a pageant called Superstar Search. And as you can see, I'm not the typical beauty pageant queen look. I don't have that look, which I admit at the start of my competition, I was affected by the comments, such as there was one comment that was very clear in my mind, where they said, I don't think you're pretty. I don't think you're ugly. I don't know where you stand, but I think you shouldn't join a beauty pageant. And they also showed me the picture of the previous winner of Miss Supranational. And they said, like, this is how the previous winner is. So if you don't look like that, don't join this competition. You should pack your bags and leave because you still have time. So I think that moment was like, okay, you know what? Thank you for your comment. I can't change how I look, and beauty is very subjective. However, I can embrace myself and show to you that I'm more than capable to compete in a beauty pageant, which now, at the end of my journey, I am in top 4. And hopefully, with no doubts, we will move on to top 2 and go to Poland.
Wow.
Definitely. Finger crossed, you will do it. I think it just shows, right? It doesn't matter whether you are 13 or whether you are 19 or 20. There are always naysayers. There are always critics around us, right? They will tell us, whether our hair is nice, not nice, our skin is smooth, not smooth, whether our nose is big, small, tall, short. The society is never satisfied with how we look and do, right? And I think that is also the reason why when you go against the odds, right, when Debbie become an image stylist, when Melissa ignored the comment, I saw the photo that you shared, right? When Melissa ignored that and proved to the doctors wrong, a lot more people feel inspired because they too have experienced the same thing that Mel, that Debbie has undergone, and no one has supported them. They have not found the strength to break through. And when they see someone else break through such a challenging criticism and comment, they feel like you have given me a permission to excel as well. So that's the reason why we cannot give up. Aida, would you like to add something to that?
Well, of course, during high school times, we have all these pimples, So during all these high hormone times, so I also used to have similar situations like Yu Gyong, like all pimples all over the place. I was really have low self-esteem that time. I tried a lot of things, it doesn't work. But of course, that time I don't know about makeup, so. But over the time, I try to find solution on my pimple area. So it helped a bit to boost my self-confidence. But during the time when I'm having very, very bad pimple and it's like still not settling down, I keep on popping up. So it does bring confidence level and self-esteem, and that time I felt really, I'm really ugly, I with this short hair and with this, feel I'm pretty, that song, that scrub. So feels like really bad at time. But over the years, I tend to learn about it and take care of my skin better. So I think that's about it that I could share. Yeah, but it's more towards myself. It's not what people think about me, but I just myself being pressured on myself. Yeah.
Interesting point that Aida raised. Sometimes the attack, the criticism, our greatest critic might not be someone on the outside, it might just be us, right? We not satisfied with the person in the mirror, right? We doesn't come in terms with the. So the next question is, if you look at Ju Kyung, not only is a situation of being criticized, people in his family, look down on her, people in her school look down on her. She's also being bullied as a result of that. This shows that our society values the image so much that they will reject someone that doesn't live up to the standards, right? So can you share with me, what is the worst thing that happened to you? Like Ju Kyung has this defining moment, this turning point, right? Like Ju Kyung is like, enough is enough. I'm going to find a solution. And she discovered makeup. So what is that turning point in your life that you say, that's it, I got to do something about this. I cannot accept this anymore. Debbie, you are thinking?
Yes, I think I shared with you all before during the preview time, and then yes, in fact that time I was my first boyfriend, my first love, dumped me because I'm ugly. The reason is because I'm ugly. Then he go for another prettier girl. So I hate him for 3 years that time. So I felt that after 3 years, I felt I'm the one who is stupid, because I think that hatred is not really a good feeling. So I realized that how stupid I am. Then finally I go to I just nice that time when I was 16 years old, I think. I watched a movie. It's called The Pink Panther. Because that time, if later on I will share with you about my past photo, so you can understand my situation. And then I watched The Pink Panther and I saw Beyonce. And I find out, hey, the true beauty is, even though you have a dark skin, you can be very charming. So I said, why? I think I'm the one who I cannot transform my problem to hatred. So this is, I think that I should change. It's a it's a turning point for me that I think that I should learn. So starting that time, I read a lot of articles about how to take care of your skin, and then starting to do survey and research about the beauty cosmetics. That when I was 16 years old. Yes.
Awesome. I love how far Debbie has come, and I love the point that she raised about at the beginning we are all angry. You know, there is this there is actually a proper phrase for it, but it's something like our emotional phases that we have to undergo. At the very beginning, usually we started off with some sort of denial. We deny that there's a problem, right? We try to blame someone, you know, some way, you know. We try to blame fate or blame your friend, your family, you know. And then we go on to become very angry of the situation because we are so frustrated, like, why is this even an issue? Because it affects our comfort zone, right? We just want to be ourselves, right? And people around us, you know, they are posting motivational quotes on Instagram telling you to be you, but I'm me, but why is it that no one accepts me, right? So you are dumbfounded, and then from anger, you realize that this can be channeled, this can be converted into something more productive. So instead of becoming angry, now you are taking action, right? So that's a beautiful takeaway from Debbie. Aida, anything from you?
I could relate to Debbie because I was a similar situation. It calls me. I have my first boyfriend. He dumped me because I did not wear high heels. I did not wear makeup. I did not style up. So I was like, he dumped me right before my final exam. I was so pissed off that time. I didn't cry. I was so pissed off. Like, why you dump me because of this reason? So so happened in that year. It's actually 2006. Whereby there's one competition called Maybelline Dream Team. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. It's actually looking for 10 makeup artists. They will give a training about it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this challenge and go for it. You know, so I said, it's okay if you leave me, but I'll move on with my life. So here I am today.
Again, a fantastic example, you know, certain hurtful things that happen, and we flip it around, right? It's like people say, let the test become the testimony, let the mess become the message, right? And yeah, now Aida is living her dream. Now, you have anything to add to Aida's?
I think I totally agree with what Debbie said. Like, hating someone is such a tiring feeling. It takes away a lot of your energy. Like, you're spending a lot of emotion hating someone. That is why when I had the haters comments like from everyone, and what was the turning point? I think the turning point was me looking at it as a fuel, you know, wanting to do better and wanting to prove them wrong. Like, I took all the comments in a very positive way, saying that thank you, I will improve myself and I will make it to Poland. And that was what I said. And until today, I'm still keeping it in my mind. Like, whenever I'm down, I'm like, I cannot be down because everyone is looking up to me. I have made an impact in this journey and I need to continue this impact. And I totally agree with Aida as well when it comes to like, it's just tiring. It's very tiring when I see people project so much negativity on something. So why not change it as a positive impact, you know, create that positive thing and move on with it, like how we all did. Hugo, you have been asking us a lot of questions. I have to divert this question to you. What is it to you? Don't forget, I'm also a host.
I agree.
Let's ask Hugo, what is it to you? What is that turning point?
Turning point. Well, that's a great question, because we know growing up in an Asian community, and in Southeast Asia, I'm hearing the same stories all around, right? That we are bounded by certain traditions and culture that might not be conducive to us. For example, we have been told that not to speak up, not to speak up in class, not to speak up to elders, keep quiet, don't be naughty, don't play around. You just need to study, and then you just need to become a doctor, lawyer, accountant, or banker or something, right? And then there is a whole script, right? And for a very long time, I kind of follow the script. I mean, as a good kid as I am, I follow the script, right? But then one day it just doesn't make sense to me. But I can't do anything at that time. I think it's probably when I'm aged, say, maybe 11, 10, 11. And then I realized something very weird, right? So assuming that if I don't play around, I keep quiet, I just study, I don't care about anything else in life, about making friends, about learning how to speak, how to interact, how to socialize. I just don't care about all this. But why is it that it seems that the teacher's favorite student is always someone with a bit more character? Why is it that if this is the formula for success, why is it that you can't even become a class monitor or a school prefect? It's not like I want to be that, but it doesn't make sense. If you can't excel in a social situation in your school, what guarantee that I can excel in the workplace later that you so want me to be in, right? It doesn't make sense. And then I started realizing that I totally do not know how to speak one-to-one to another human being. Well, supposedly, if I just stay on as a straight A student, it's not an important thing, right? But the older you get, we are all still young, but the older we get, the more we realize how important is people skills and social interactions, right? Bullies bully people that are not socially integrated. They bully people that do not dare to speak up. They bully people that do not know how to gain a social advantage, whether in terms of power, communication, or influence. All these are big words that I do not learn that time, right? No one told me it's important. But then as I grow older, more and more problems occur, right? And because I have OCD, I've also mentioned in the pre-live before, I think, I have severe anxiety, and my social skill is totally zero. And it creates a lot of very troublesome situations. And I was just thinking, if this is so bad now, I cannot imagine how bad it will turn later when I need to face more people, right? But I don't have a solution, right? I don't even know I have OCD back then. I don't know what is that, which is why we are doing YANA, right? Education, right? The worst thing that happened to a person is that a person do not know that they need help or they are sick. I can just wonder that time, is there something wrong with this formula, with this script? But I have no solution, right? I mean, after school, I just go back home. I don't play in playground or anything, right? And then it goes on until an OCD or any form of anxiety. One of the maybe the bad side effect is that sometimes I just get zoned out, in the middle of the day, I just get zoned out, right? It's very terrible. Imagine if you are doing sports or pabarisan or something, and then you zone out multiple times throughout the day. And later on, when I take on more core curricular activities to improve myself and stuff, but if you zone out and stuff like that, it's a very socially awkward situation, right? Yeah, and then you got label names and stuff like that, right? Until one day, I remember I'm skipping my AdMaths tuition. So the tuition classes is upstage, right? I skipped the tuition. I walked down there, and it's nearby Petaling Street. So there is this bookstore that is closed down now. It's a popular bookstore, right? Closed down already. No one buy books, right? So one of the book that I found that time is what we call, it's not exact copy, but I think I have it beside me. This book. It's called Think and Grow Rich, right? It looks like a very scammy, tacky title that time. But that time I don't have any money to buy any books, right? So I like, oh, this is a silly book. So I just open the book and then I have a read. I would not say that I still refer to the book, but it gives me a head start, right, in personal development. And then I learned things like the power of your mindset, how to set goals, how to, the power of affirmations, the power of needing to surround yourself with mastermind, with good people. These things sounds like common sense nowadays, but for back then when I was 16, it is a big thing. So I decided to make a decision. It's a turning point, like what Mel have said, right? It's a turning point. I decided I'm going to solve this problem, right? I'm not going to be angry or sad about it anymore. So I decided that anyone that I meet, within 3 seconds, I will start a conversation. I must learn how to speak to people. When I'm taking the bus or train back home, I will speak to people. I will speak to people beside me. I will speak to people behind me. I'm going to get active in core curricular activities. When someone say, you know, do you want to give a speech? Who wants to volunteer? I will be volunteering. I will be up there, right? And I think it took me less than 2 years. I've developed a new skill, and that skill has served me so long until today, right? I've actually learned how to speak in public. And it's so odd because I can do public speaking before I'm able to do a one-on-one conversation. Meaning after I come down from stage, when you speak to me, I'm still, how is the weather kind of thing. I cannot talk one-to-one. I can only speak one-to-many, which is a very odd situation, but it's a great start. So yes, now that's the turning point. Changes
wow,
everything.
your turning point is like amazing. It shows like you have OCD and severe anxiety, which there is a true beauty character that has it. Sujin, am I right? Her name? Aida?
Yes, correct.
Hangsu, right? Hangsu has OCD and she washes her hands a lot. And every time she thinks about her father or thinks about her examination, she just like, oh no, I'm not gonna get number 1 again. I'm gonna get hit. So that part was very relatable. Like I think most of us here growing up in Asian families, we have been hit either once or twice. That is like minimum standard, once or twice, but definitely more than that. And seeing how you grow as an individual from reading such a scammy book, like what you said, change your mindset. And I think the most important thing where in YANA, we are also trying to encourage youth to have a strong mindset. Mindset is everything. Like I said to Aida this morning, I am tired. I only had 3 hours of sleep, but as long as I set in the mind that I want to do this no matter what, even though my body is telling me that I can't do it, I am going to be able to do it 101%. So that goes with everything in life. As long as you have a positive mindset, you can do anything. So yeah, back to you, Hugo.
Thank you. Good summary. So yeah, that's the point, right? Although we all might have some biological conditions, we may not be able to change everything, but we can always improve ourselves. We can always better ourselves, right? And it's not just happiness, it's like some kind of fulfillment. You know, when I look back at a stand on stage and then my legs are shaking and I say the wrong thing when I need to. Last time I used to have this long paper where I need to read the speech and stuff, right? To nowadays, right, I don't even have a script. So if I can do it, maybe you can too, right? You should give it a try. So now we should come back to true beauty. Let me share my screen again. So the transformation, the parents. So can our panelists today share with us how your parents have played a role in shaping who you are today? For our viewers today, if you are still watching with us, I'm reading your comment. I would like to give a shout out to you to recognize you. Fika says that people expectation can definitely be detrimental to our mental health. Very true, especially in the formative stage when you are an adolescent, when you are a child, the way you see the world are largely being shaped at a very young age. And just imagine if you are surrounded by people, by bullies, by critics, you are affected for the rest of your life. Just imagine out there how many children have never seen who they really are. They could be makeup artists, they could be models, they could be singers, they could be leaders, but they never have the opportunity to know that side of themselves. Because the parents, because the teachers, because their friends. Okay, and of course, to John Mark, our Miss Universe. Now, all right, thank you guys for tuning in. Do remember to comment and share, right? Let this message goes out to as many people as possible. Okay, so now coming back to our panel, right? How has your parents shaped who you are today? I mean, Ju Kyung mom goes from not supporting her in makeup to supporting her. So for example, Mel, when you first started venturing into modeling, what does your parents say? And how has them changed the misconception?
I think at the start of my journey, my parents was very against modeling. Like they didn't see it as a potential career. Like the common Asian thing, like what you said earlier, doctors, lawyers, those are the type of professions that they suggest or they prefer, because that gives them the power to brag. I think all of you should agree with me. Like, it gives them the power to brag. They could tell their neighbors that, oh, my child is having straight A's. And that gives them, that feeling, oh my God, my daughter is doing so well. And when they heard of me doing modeling, they are like, what? Why modeling? You have a good results, because I do have decent results. And they're like, it doesn't match, because they always think that being a model means you don't have brains, or like you can't speak, or like there's nothing to modeling that requires skills, which I think a lot of people think that modeling is very simple, until like this past week when I needed to do shows, when I needed to go back to back. Wow, I really felt like this was a job, and this is a job. Like whether standing or whether posing or getting my hair done, wearing 5 kg headgear on my head, and getting my head bruised. That are all parts of being a model. And no matter what career you choose, as long as you have passion and you like what you do, that matters. Because I can't do a 9-to-5 job, I know that for sure. But being able to do what I like now, it makes me a better person and I enjoy it. So yeah, back to you, Hugo.
Okay, awesome sharing. Yeah, I mean, so the unconventional career choices. So Debbie, have you always started wanting to become an image stylist, or is this something you bump into along the way?
I think that is throughout the journey is transformation, and then the people I met. So regarding for my parents, I think, my father and my mother have a very different characters. And my father is, whatever I do, he will against me. So he will not recognize me. But my mother is the one who is always being supportive. So it's that time is, my father is a very traditional guy. It's a very traditional man and businessman as well. So he always felt that at home that he should be the one who take power for everything. Even though where you study, you should listen to me. But I always have my own decision, so I always not following him. But so he is very angry. But I think that I respect my father so much. When I was, I think, 22 years old, I respect my father so much because he is from nobody to somebody, and then previously he's very poor. So I see throughout the journey, how he raised us. And then, although he's not recognized me at the beginning, I was angry, and I angry of him. And I told my mom, this is a real story. And then I asked my mom. So I think this is very important part, so to share with you all. I asked my mom, how can you stand father being always so talking so loud and everything? So how can you stand? So my mother teach me one skill, which is when you want to mix up with people and you want to you want to be with another person, don't always look at the bad side of the person. Try to look at the beauty side of the person. So I starting to see my father. My father, although he speak not nice, always using a very rough words and then not nice words. But the one thing that I learned from him is he's very kind person. Whoever come here don't have food to eat, he will give him some money, him a neighbor or something. So I think that my father is just, he don't have the speaking skill, but in fact that he's nice. So I think that two of them is my role model. So my father against me is okay. So like Mel say, I would like to prove myself that whichever direction I go, that I think is worth it. I think to prove it, I can do it. So my mom, and I appreciate my mom that she always be with me. Who although I'm not, sometimes I want to go for my direction, and then the parents cannot understand. So my mom's always be there for me. So I think this is how my parents shaped me. But throughout the journey, I met a lot of people. So which is come from at the beginning until I become image stylist. Yes.
Oh, Debbie, when I hear your story, I realized something in True Beauty as well. Don't you think that is how Joo Kyung viewed Seo-jun? At first, she didn't like him.
Yes.
It was like so against him, like, oh, he's a bully. He picks on people all the time. He's someone who's lazy, sleeps in class. But then after that, when she gets to know Seo-jun, then he actually take care of his mom, and his mom is in the hospital. He made sure that the sister is taken care of, and he even worked to earn money. And he's not even like working one job. He's doing like multiple job, modeling, working as a waiter in the coffee shop.
Barista.
So those are things, barista. So there's a lot of part where it's very similar.
Yes.
So it's like, don't judge a book by its cover. You need to get to know people, which is very important. Like nowadays we are in social media. We are just like looking at one picture and we're just judging that person based on that one picture instead of getting to know them.
Yes, that's why it's like I just now at the beginning I share about that this True Beauty is kind of make me think about my past experience. It's quite similar. Yes.
How about you, Aida? Is there like something about you that you have gone through a similar thing?
Yes, of course, because my parents are always wanted me to be an A-lister. My mom already decided where should I do for my degree, for my diploma, and things like that. So she fill up, the UPU form. She fill up for me all the science subjects. She wanted me to be a pharmacist. I struggled so hard during my SPM times, but then I did quite okay, but I didn't excel in that part. But I told her, it's okay, I got my accountancy. So I did pursue the accountancy, which is the last option that she chose. That is the one that I got. And during that time, towards the end, I got the chance to do the time that 2006, where I got to be in Maybelline Dream Team. She was like skeptical, like, really, you want to do makeup? Makeup really can't give you much income. So I proved her wrong from there. So I really work hard to build up my skills, like even after the competition, because the competition duration around 6 months, because it's a training also together. So after that, I went outside. I'll go to see like a short course, also learn from the senior makeup artists. I followed them. I follow even a TV program. I do take a lot of experience from that. So then when I started to gain jobs, so I start to give them money. So they were like, oh, you're earning. So they are fine with it. Then they start supporting me from that way. So, but of course, their concerns, like, I mean, on the good side that I take their good side is they want us to be somebody and they don't want us to be face the hardship like they do during their old times, right? So I also follow whatever they require, but also pursue my passions, which is makeup. So that's for me.
I mean, when I think about that, guys, don't you think like that scene is exactly the scene where Joo Kyung's mom told her that I want you to pursue, or I want you to be a straight A student. You have to study. You know, what is makeup? Throw away her makeup. You know, and by doing that,
compile all those her makeup stuff, her skincare stuff, trash, and throw it away.
And don't you think like that actually like causes problem to your child? Because they are trying to express herself through makeup. And by doing so, you are kind of limiting your child to options or things that she's passionate about. And this is a problem when it comes to Malaysia. Our parents don't try to understand what we are going through. They just assume that, okay, she goes to school, she come back, that's it. She gets a result, she goes to college, she finish her college, get a 9-to-5 job, and that's it. You work, you eat, you sleep, you repeat the routine. And what's the fun to the life? What's fun to the life like that? So back to you, Hugo.
All right. Thank you for keeping the conversation going. And yeah, about the parents thing is very true. I think what we hear from a lot of you, from Aida, from Dabby, is that sometimes it's not that people are not loving, they just don't know how to love properly. Sometimes it's not that they are bad, they have bad intentions, it's just that they do not know how to express themselves, right, properly. And that's a reason why, you know, personality tests or even fortune reading or even astrology, they have always have some kind of appeal that people like, because they want to know about themselves, they want to know about people around them, how they are different, and they want to hear from a guru or assessor or psychologist telling them, you know, this is how you can work with other people, relate with other people. You know, one of the early things, you know, that as you know, I'm in NLP and a couple of other things. One of the early things that we learn is I think it's something like communication, something like the true value of the communication is based on the feedback you receive, right? Communication is not so much about what you say, but it's about what people understand. Do they get what you are trying to say, right? Have you ever feel like you are talking to someone and the person just doesn't get you, right? So yeah, so I guess that happens to a lot of people, because we have been taught a lot of different hard skills, but no one teaches us how to relate, to talk to another person.
I think, Hugo, when it comes to saying, you know, or understanding words, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So that's like the key thing here. I think that's when it comes to speaking.
Correct. Yes.
Exactly. While words are important, but the way we say it, our tonality, our body language, you know, whether we are present when we are communicating. So all these are skill sets on their own, you know. Yeah. So let us hop back right into true beauty. Let me share my screen again. Okay, so we are at our parent. The sister figure. Okay, now this is another odd dynamic, right? Have you ever been in a situation where your sibling seems to be getting it together, seems to be getting her life together, and is more proactive? Even in her relationship, she is very proactive. She's not someone who is passive, like Jukung at the beginning. She always go after what she wants, and she always say her mind. Right? Do you know anyone like this? It could be your BFF, it could be your own sibling.
Actually, Hugo, I could relate her sister character to myself. Because I see she's really crazy. She just do it, you know, she just don't bother. She just do all out, you know, like for example, like she pursued the boyfriend. It's so fun. She's like, oh, she doesn't want to wait to play the I'm the girl, I got to wait for the guy to come and approach me. But no, she did differently, you know. She changed the game. She go and approach the guy first, you know. So it was really interesting the way she reacts to the guy, and how she described the guy to the mother. So it was could relate herself to me, because she's really I mean, I like her character too, so she's crazy. I like her craziness and her outgoing and outspoken. But yeah, very interesting.
Is that is that how what she calls the dude? The cutest thing ever. Like,
right.
It's so cute. Like, that's the I think more girls should do that. Like, don't wait for the guy to like ask you out. If you like someone, go approach. Be that.
She advised Yu Gyung, like, don't wait for the guy to wait for so long. You just reply right away. It's crazy.
Yes, and if you want it, go for it. Like, that's the sister's motto. And I don't see other people than myself too. Like, I feel like me and Aida, we're pretty similar. Like, we kind of fit into that sister vibe. Like, I'm also the eldest daughter in the family, so I'm definitely that person that tells my sister, like, if you want it, go for it. Like, don't wait, be passionate, and go and achieve your dreams. Because I think the pandemic shows us that anytime in our life, they can just put a pause to it and we'll just be stuck. So why be stuck? Go and get what you want. How about you, Dabby?
Actually, when I watched the drama, right, I find out the sister also quite cute. And then I think that I respect the sister. It's always nice to have the sister. Just now, I have preparing a slide. Maybe is it the sister when Jukyung that facing some problem. So the sister share with her some quotes or something. So can I share now or I share later, Hugo? So is it safe?
You can share now. You can share now.
I can share now. Okay.
Yep.
So okay. So let me change the slide first until the end. If not related at the front. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Okay, I share the slide. Okay, this one is a sister would say that when Jukyung is facing some problem, so she is very low esteem. So the sister being there saying that you decide your own worth. If you are confident, no one can touch you, understand? So I felt that this is very meaningful. That's why I crop it out and then I would like to share with all of you, because it seems like sometimes that we're facing problems. Maybe one time that we feel that we are confident, but when we are facing challenges in life, so we will sometimes being, I'm worthless. I think the whole world that didn't notice about me. But actually, who decide your worth? Who decide your own value? We are the one who decide. That's why I think that confidence is the key word. We should have confidence, and then only we can. No one can touch us. Like I respect Mel and also Aida and also Hugo. That's why I feel very grateful to be here with you all. So because you all is a very good role model for all of the, I mean for the guests here to see that how we transform. So this is what I felt about the sister. Thank you very much.
Wow, I love that quote. You decide your own worth.
Yes.
Hugo, you like that? I really like that. Hugo, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm still with you. Just checking out some Facebook comments.
Oh man. Okay. What do
She's
our fans think?
supranational Malaysia.
Yeah.
Well done. That's the topic. Very
Asia.
true. All
Thank
right.
you
So
guys
once
for being
again,
here.
thank you for still joining us, being with us right now, because we are going to enter some very juicy territory. Right? We're going to enter some very juicy territory, and we want you to be here. Right? So if you are here, remember to do 3 things. You click the heart button, you leave a comment, and then you share. Okay? Do 3 things: heart button, leave a comment, and then you share. Okay? That's the right way to do to get this conversation out to as many people as possible. And if you are a fan of True Beauty, let us know what you think about the show. Let us know in the comments, right? Whichever page you are watching this from. Okay, so let us go to the next topic, right? Just now, Aida raises important point, right? So should a person be proactive in a relationship? What is the pros and cons of this strategy? What do you think, Melissa?
Ooh, this is a tough question. What is the pro and cons of being proactive?
If being proactive is such a great strategy, why aren't more people doing that? Is it because they are scared, or is it because they're not confident of this strategy?
Like, I think like what Dabby said earlier, like confidence is key, and not everyone have that confidence. It comes with a lot of experiences, knowledge, and when you go through certain experience, for say life-changing experience, like all of us, we all individually had something that made us change and grow and blossom into the person that we are today. So the pros of being proactive, of course, there are many. Like, look at me. Like I'm 22, I'm still a student, but I'm here. I've been working since the age of 15, pursuing so many different things in life. That's the great thing about being proactive. But what's the cons about being proactive? Sometimes you miss out on normal life things. Like I don't get to hang out with my friends as often, or do mundane things like spending time with my family more. Like those are the things that you miss out if you were to be proactive and be out there, like all of us individually.
I would like to add.
Aida? Yeah, sure.
It relates to Ju Young, Ju Young's sister, Ju Young's brother. Sorry.
Okay.
Brother. He mentioned to Sojun saying that it's better to get rejected now so he can move on. So it seems he's like so proactive, go and to approach his name, I forgot. Sojun's sister. Goen, right? Goen, was it Goen? Yeah. So he was so proactive approaching that girl. You know, she liked that girl so much. Like every now and then, you know, it's his situation is really funny, but he doesn't give up. But the thing is, he offered when he approached the girl, all this got rejected. All this got rejected.
But at the end of the day, she got it. He got it. What?
Right.
So it shows that as long as you're willing to push and to give your 101%, show your passion, you'll get to your destination at the end of the day.
And being persistent. That's the key.
Be persistent.
I want to check with you, Hugo. Okay, I check with Hugo something. It's like, you know, the women, they're not to be so aggressive, because that we always have the stereotype that the guys will think that if the guys being is the one who make a move first, so the guy won't appreciate the girl. I do not know, Mel and Aida, you heard about this. And then, so yes, this is what the girls think about it. That's why they're being so passive for their actions, and then wait for the guys or something. I
agree with that, actually. I think I have heard of that as well. Like my friends around me, they always feel like if I were to be the one that makes the move, the guy might not appreciate me as much. But I also heard from my guy friends that they all say that we all love someone that is like confident, like come, pass me your number or ask me out. That is something that, wow, they will admire you if that person is the right one for you.
Exactly. You know, that method works for me, so I'm married with that now. So you guys should try it.
We have a living example here as well.
Wow, Aida, you are so great.
Right, go for it. Don't stop.
We got the happy ending here, the testimonial of the strategy. I think at the end of the day, like what Debbie raised, right? That's the concern whether that strategy actually works. I think it actually helps, especially if say the person that you like isn't exactly someone who is very expressive, right? If you are waiting for someone like that, you know, you'll be waiting forever, right? So you have to make your move when it is necessary, because at the end of the day, if you are not the right match, you are still not the right match, you know. But at least you have tried and initiated contact. You know, who initiated it is one thing. How to keep it is quite another, right? So I think people put a lot of emphasis on the initiating contact part, like they think like 1,000 times before initiating a contact. But that is not even the most challenging part of a relationship. That should be the easiest thing to do. That should be the most no-brainer thing to do. Because the hardest thing about a relationship is how to sustain it, not how to start it. You can tell all the theory of which theory is better in starting it, but it doesn't matter. What matters is how you sustain it, right? And how you sustain it is what you need to put effort in every single day, right? To keep it, because people change, values change, interests change, environment change. How do you keep up with that? You know, that's the bulk of relationship. It's not how we start, you know, but how we continue. Yeah. So now that we are here already, we have to go to the next slide. Okay. Let's go. So, sister, bully. Let's go back to our first slide. The interesting question that you all have triggered is, if we look at the basic K-drama formula is, there is always a male lead and a female lead, and there is always the second lead, the second male lead and the second female lead. Okay, and it has been played over and over again about how the female lead like the male lead. So the question for you all is, do you choose someone you love, or do you choose someone that loves you? Any takers?
I think this is quite a very tough question. I think I will choose the one I love. Yeah, that's why I am for this Jukyung, and I always cite Suho because I find out both of them love each other. Yeah. Yes.
That's the thought from Debbie, right? Aida, you have something to say. Come on.
Yeah. Well, based on experience, I prefer to choose the one I love rather than being loved by someone else, because I tried. And in the situation like Jukyung, she tried, but she could just go with Sojourn. So the feeling that was not there. So I felt that it's not fair for the person. So being honest about it and tell them so that they won't mengharap so much, you know. Yeah.
I mean, to quote, I don't believe that I actually quoted. Okay, I'm going to quote Selena Gomez, right? Yes,
Come on.
I think the heart wants what it wants, right? Okay, I've never quoted Selena
I can't
Gomez.
believe too, Hugo, that you just quoted Selena.
I've never quoted Selena Gomez, so that's a new one, right? Mal, what do you have to say, Mal?
Giving is better than receiving. I think that is the core of us. You know, Hugo, we always do society work. We started YANA. It's about giving back to the community. So definitely I would pick to pick someone that I love, you know, because that is something that I can give. And it doesn't matter how much the other person can give, as long as I give my 101% in the relationship, that matters. And of course, I think this is part where I wanted to emphasize on when you actually mentioned just now about love language is the key here. Like different people have different love language. You know, like for me, I'm someone who needs daily reassurance or hugs or touch, but someone else might need language. You need to constantly tell them like, you're good, you're beautiful. You know, that is something different in all different relationships and different individual. And as long as you embrace that part in your partner, your relationship would be great.
Very true, very true. I think love language definitely matters. Our attachment style also would matter. You know, some people they need more personal space. Some people tend to be more clingy, and relationship is mostly about finding which part we match and which part we can compromise, right?
Oh no! You know what I think about, Hugo?
What you
I
think
thought about the part where Suho and also Jukyung, they're all two different person. Jukyung is Jukyung is very like personal space. She wants to do what she wants to do. She wants freedom. She wants to do it. She wants to go out with her friends. But Suho is like clingy, even though he denies that he's clingy, but he is. He wants to like, no, why is she isn't calling me right now? What is she doing? Like, does she not love me? Like that part where three of them are together, the boys playing PS5 game and just thinking like, oh no, my girlfriend doesn't love me. Like I think that was the highlight for that session for me.
Good observation. Very true. Very true. Now, since that you have spoken that, we need to raise the bar a bit. You know, it's stereotypical in a K-drama where the second male lead is someone who is very nice to the female lead, but is unrequited. And the second female lead, usually, but not always, usually, they tend to be a good person, but is envious of the female lead. Usually, that's the stereotype, right? Now, if you were to put yourself in the position of the second male lead, which is Seojun, right? And the second female lead would be Sujin.
Yeah.
Sujin, yeah. Okay. If you are in the position of Sujin, you like Suho, both of you are top scorers at school, you feel like you have a lot more common, what would you do? What would you do?
Ooh. For me, I'm someone who cherish my friendship.
Yeah.
Like if my best friend likes the guy that I like and they had that relationship first, like how Suho and Jukyung actually had that childhood together longer than me and Suho as an example. Okay, that would be a dream, but it's okay. With Suho, then of course, you know, I'm gonna be a good friend and I cherish my friendship with Jukyung and you know, let them be together, and seeing them happy should make you feel happy, which at the end of the day, like the show, they were happy. Kang-soo was happy with Suho and Jukyung happy together. And that was like the perfect ending for me. Aida?
I agree, you know, but it's just that it reminds me when Sojin was telling Sujin that it doesn't break Jukyung, it actually breaks you. When she did that, when she take her envious thing towards another level, where she wanted to destroy Jukyung, but apparently it's actually destroying herself actually. And then she quit, right? She quit her school and she, like no longer with her family, right? She followed her mother. The parents got divorced. So for her, it's actually quite pitiful because she's really have potential. So I wish a better ending for both of them, the second lead, but I'm Team Suho, so sorry.
I think it's the conflict between keeping your friendship or pursuing, the person you like, right? Friendship versus relationship. What do you think, Debbie? You have been holding on. What is in your mind?
I think for this is yes. During if I am thinking, because just now I'm thinking if I am Sujin.
Yeah.
As a human being, of course that I think I'm not God. That's why I will feel envious. And then, but if for myself, that moment, if I know that like Suho and Jukyung together, I will try to ask myself, is it I love Suho because he cares about me when I need him? Or I love him, or I only love the action. This is two different things. I love him. Love means that you accept whoever he is. The bad things, good things, like my mom accept my father. But sometimes we mistaken that the person being kind to us, then we feel warm and we feel touched. Then we love the person, this is not really a true love. That's why if I'm Sujin, I know that Suho and Jukyung together, I will ask myself, is it I really love Suho as a person, or I love the way he treat me when I need him? So if because if like this is just for I'm being selfish, just to grab my needs and wants, just because I need cares, so only I love Suho. But which is not true. If I found another person who is really love me and I love him, he also care about me. So this is I think I will react like this, to think about it. Then only I will decide, is it I really love Suho as Sujin? Yeah.
I think
complex,
Debbie,
right? Quite complex, right?
so our psychologist is here tonight. So
Instead of colorist, today she's the psychologist. But I agree with what she said. Like, I totally agree. Like, I think some point Kang-soo actually realized that she doesn't like Suho as much as she thinks. She envy Jukyung because she came out from nowhere, and seeing the love that they had, she wanted it because she didn't get it from the family. She didn't get it from the friends, only the best friends, because she's pretty cool, right? She's that cool girl type.
Very true. I think very apt observation. I also did not plan to talk about that until Debbie pointed out, right? And also Mel, in observing that we could say that is the emptiness that Sujin felt in her life, or the holes that she feels like need to be filled. And she mistaken someone that she is familiar, warm, or kind, or connected with the whatever limited selection that she has to love, right? And I think what Debbie said is very true. Love is about accepting, right? Both the good and bad of a person. For most people, they kind of have a more complex, or should I say, a more messed up definition of love, right? they always confuse love with attraction. They always confuse love, friendship, or lust, or admiration. All those are very different things.
I have a question, a controversial question here. Do you think that a girl can be best friends with a guy? Do you think that a guy can have a best girlfriend without falling in love with the other person?
For me, I think it is possible. But as you know, in every relationship, it's not a one-way street, it's a two-way street. So I have to throw back the question is, do you think a guy can be a friend with a boy? Yes, I can understand what is the pros in that as well, the pros and cons. There are many reasons why we keep people around us, and it doesn't have to be romantic every time. You know, so I think as long as it has a well-defined reason, for example. Okay, now this is the, let me see, how would I put this? Okay, this is the special tip for viewers, right? The special tip. The special tip is, if your boyfriend is friend with a girl, how do we know whether you can trust him to treat her as a friend? I mean, that's the question. That's the question that the ladies out there want to know, right? Because my boyfriend says that he's just friend with the girl. Can you trust him, right? So there are a few criteria, right? Number one, your boyfriend must not have at any point actually attracted to the person, mentally or physically. Number two, there should be one or two pet peeves that your boyfriend cannot stand her. That your boyfriend just can't overcome that, right? I'll give an example. There are some guys who cannot stand if the girl is very messy, like when she goes to the house or car and it's a mess, right? Some people cannot overcome that. So is there a barrier in place that your boyfriend would not be able to accept this person, right? And of course, number three would be that there is a different way of interaction between someone who is romantically interested versus a friend. For example, if you really like someone, you know, we could be talking nonsense all day, you know, what are you doing, you know, what are you eating, you care, you concern. But will I do that with a friend? Just think, how would I treat my boyfriends, right? I don't go wake up in the morning, hello, good morning, my friend. I didn't do that to my boys. So to my girlfriend, I would not do the same as well. You know, I won't suddenly ask you in the midnight, you know, whether you are hungry or things like that. So you need to see, does he actually exhibit signs that shows that this is not just a friendship. This has some romantic potential. So yeah, back to you.
Ooh, I have to disagree with you at this point because like I have some guy friends that he's very similar. Like he treats all the girls like that, like how you said, the way that a guy treats another guy. Like he would text you like, "Oh, good morning. What are you doing today?" And do you think that that is wrong? Like because you said like it must shows like he doesn't have a romantic interest. But I think it's safe to say that because he does it to everyone means you're not special. Like in a way, right?
Okay. Usually there is still a gap between, now we are coming into the real topic, right? There is still a slight difference in age between someone you are interested in romantically or someone you are platonically interested in. Sure, I mean, you first have to evaluate what is the regular action of a person, right? And then you compare it to what is the extra mile that they take. So we must see what is the base form first. So even in the base form, this is his action. He usually tag all the friends, usually do this, do that. So if that is his base form, so we must move from his base form. So does he deviate from what is normal? That's the question we want to know. And everyone's normal is a bit different. Like there are some people that are more conservative. They probably won't even do that. There are some who treat as if he's the life of the party, right? He's always entertaining people. She's always in contact with a lot of people. So that is his base level. That is his normal. So when he is with someone who is romantically interested in, what happens is that he will go the extra mile. He will deviate from the normal. So that's, you must see where we start from. Yeah.
Okay, then I would like to throw this question back to Aida and Dabby. Do you have anyone in your life where whether I think it's a guy, most like a guy, like he would do anything for you. Like If you need help, he will be there. If you need food, he will be there. If you need someone to cry to, he will be there. And he's not someone that is your partner. Like you might have a boyfriend or a husband, but this friend will be there no matter what. Aida or Debbie?
I don't think I have. but I think that because due to in fact myself is if I have problems, right, then I think that for a man, like friends, I seldom will go and call them to speak about my problems. And then yeah, mostly I think I will keep for myself. But I think that it's a matter for me to take action. But if I try to call my friends, some of them to, if I want to share with them, they are willing to listen. But they are not that kind of a super friend, that kind. They will come and help you in anything you want. It just, I think it's a both side. And I want to add on for what Hugo and Mel say just now. I think it's a matter of communications, like because Hugo is mentioned about the good morning stuff, and then Mel say about certain friends, they are very open-minded. So I think it's a matter of the status. I think the status is quite important. If, like example, a man who is having girlfriend, so the man must be communicate with the girlfriend, see whether the is it my friends reacting like this, are you feel comfortable? If not, that we should stop it. So to protect the relationship, and then to not let my partner to feel that is it that something else or something, is due to the communication, I think. Because sometimes it's relationship is not just about us and our friends, it's about we and our friends. Yes.
I think Aida, you might remember this scene. Like, well said, Dabby, but maybe Dabby haven't watched this scene yet. But the scene where Suho and Jukyung argued about her relationship with Sojun, saying that, don't you think that is like crossing the boundaries? It's making me feel insecure. And that's what Debbie said, the communication, having that boundary, that status. So what do you think about that?
Tough ones, because from life experience, from life experience, you have a friend like something like Sojun, but not going to kick one lah. But I have not only one, but I have two. But they're all like my super best friend, like sister best friends. So we always bitch about a lot of things. I also talk about them to my husband, which is also my best friend. So my husband doesn't feel that insecure with these two of them. So because I always talk about them, how their reaction, things like that to him. So for me, I think it was okay. But previously, I used to have one feeling towards a guy friend. Okay, so but then when I think about it, like Hugo says, like at certain level, he was not reacting to whatever you're doing. So it made me think that I think I should stop pursuing this guy, because whatever I feel is actually wrong. And I also doesn't want to ruin the relationship that I have with this friend. So to your question, it's really tough to answer. So.
If it's not tough, it won't be live.
I'm going to answer this question. I'm going to write it down and have an answer for this question.
It depends on the situation. It depends on the people. So communication is key. Yes, it is. But we are being human.
I love how Aida, Hugo, and Debbie, they all emphasized on communicating. Because I think, especially for Aida, where she said, like, yes, she has like two guy friends that are best friends, but her husband is also her best friend. And she made sure that whatever interaction they were having with the two other friends, she was having it as well with her husband. So that kind of like reassured the husband that, hey, it's just like a friends thing. And we're talking about it. So there's no secrets, there's no shady element to it.
Yes.
I think definitely. Debbie, you have something to add?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, it's great that everyone is excited because this is a very touchy topic, and it has been the cause of many conflicts, in fact, out there, right? Which shows why this topic is so popular. Like even in mental health, we have to talk about it. Because it's simply like what Mel have said, right? It's simply communication. It's simply the attachment style. Knowing the love language and the communication style and the boundaries, like what Debbie have said, right? Because it's not an I thing, it's a we thing, right? That's a very cool point as well, right? It's the we.
Wow, I'm honored.
Team thing.
I am honored to hear that line.
Yeah. So yeah, it's about how to become a team player, right? I mean, what is okay for you might not be okay for the other person, and the other person might not be comfortable with that, you know. So I think throughout our lives, whether it's in relationship or whether it's in work, you know, we constantly have conflict. You know, question of should I value my own values or should I value my partners or team's value? Which one should come first? And consistently, we are being challenged that I feel that it's all right, but the other person feel it's not right. So who should I care more about, right? And of course, the question is, if I always compromise for the team, then who is going to compromise for me, right? Is also another question. And then it just builds up over time. And of course, what is the status? It's not static. Meaning, a lot of people might quote how friendship turned to love or how love turned to friendship. You know, the reason why that happens and the reason why people are concerned about it, it's not about what you are doing now. It's more like the status can change anytime. For example, in the absence of someone, for example, a lot of people in long distance relationship, they broke up, right? I mean, they love each other, but they broke up. And then there is somehow another person who fill in the vacuum in that absence.
Yes.
So that person could be a friend. That person could be a friend. So you are saying just now the friend, you can just keep as friend, Hugo. Hard to say. I mean, people are complex.
Yes.
And status change. Yeah.
I have never seen it that way. So thank you, Dabby, for bringing that point of view. And like what Hugo said, like the status could change. Yeah, I agree with that. Like that's why when it comes to workplace, your bosses always say that you're replaceable. We could always find someone else. If you're not performing, one day you're in, the next day you're gone. So always do whatever you do, like to the max, like 101%.
I think it's also very interesting. For example, during Ju Kyung review, when she revealed her true face to her new classmates.
Oh yes.
You know, some of them are shocked. You know, some of them can accept her. You know, I mean, that is the status in life, right? At one moment you are the school model. That time she's modeling for the poster, and at another moment, you know, you are considered as a trash. You know, status in life just changed from one moment to another. So the point is, have you heard of this, right? Go where you are celebrated, not where you are tolerated.
Oh, that's deep.
Oh.
Yeah, that's deep. That's
So
very
cheap.
deep. So I'm pretty sure that we at here, you know, YANA, we are celebrating people. We're not tolerating any hate. Like we don't tolerate any hate comments. We are welcoming anyone. If you have something to share, I'm pretty sure that we are more than happy to have you.
True. I think our goal is to in order to normalize conversations surrounding mental health, people has to be willing to be a little bit vulnerable, because when we are vulnerable, we realize that we all share the same concerns. We all share the same worries. We are not that different after all. So from a simple conversation of mental health, we can bring people together. from different backgrounds.
Very
You
good.
know, I was thinking this YANA is actually a support system. It's similar to what Jugyung has been looking into when he facing all these problems, like her when she faced her downtime. She go into a forum and she posted it there, and there's a support system. I think YANA also a support system for people who like to seek for mental health advices, support from them, maybe share story from there, read through a lot of things from there. So I think YANA is a good platform.
Thank you for the review. Hugo, make sure to just clip this part and clip this part, and we will have her for that amazing review.
Very true, very true. I didn't thought of it that way, but very nice, very nice. How you remember the forum where Jugyung posted right from the beginning. They asked them feedback on how is their makeup, Yeah, very true, very true. She did have a support forum online.
Yeah.
True.
Because
so let's talk.
You are not alone. So there's a good system itself already. It shouts.
True. Let's talk about makeup, man. I mean, we can't have all the professionals here without talking a bit about it. So, to our viewers who are still watching right now, right, ladies or even guys nowadays, they have makeup, right? Especially when we go on screen, right, in front of the cam. So, what are some of the common mistakes that beginners make in makeup? Aida Jasmeen.
Oh my God. On screen, you saying? That's really broad. Can you be more specific on what term?
So say if someone like Jugyung, right, in a high school or college, just want to start out in makeup, what are the 2 or 3 things they should consider, before selecting their tools or stuff that they should buy?
I think the most important thing about makeup is the basic. Without, you can't go, because Jugyung started off with an extreme ones. So she turned out like something like a ghost. Because she overdo the whole makeup. So I think as a startup, they should go basic, which means like a foundation or maybe a tinted moisturizer as a start. For high school people, they doesn't have to wear so much makeup, because makeup is actually to enhance your beauty, to cover your flaws. So it doesn't have to, to cement everything, all your flaws. It just enhance things like maybe your eyes is your best features. So you enhance that. So self-realization or self-acceptance of which one is your best features is also one you take time to learn over the time, actually. So for my tip is learn your basics, which is something quite difficult to find, but you got to ask the right people, or maybe go to a school, or maybe have a personal makeup class. You find, then you can get all this. It's pretty easy.
Awesome. So keep it light, and most importantly, find what is it that suits you, your style.
True.
All right. How about Mel? Anything you want to add to that?
I think it's very true. Like, makeup is to enhance your beauty, but at the same time, you should embrace your flaws. Like, I think a lot of guys or girls nowadays, they treat makeup as something to change themselves, not something to embrace themselves. You get what I mean? Like, they try to overdo it to a point where they don't even look like themselves. So you want to keep that added, What is it?
All those videos that you see online where they overdo the makeup, right?
The TikToks.
Yeah, like they change their nose bridge and stuff like that, with all those extra items. So how much is enough?
And also, like, when it comes to that, you have to know whether why are you doing makeup? Are you doing it for yourself? Or are you doing it to impress someone you like? Or what is the purpose? If you're doing it for yourself, then there's a good meaning to what you're doing. If you're doing it for other people, which is not true most of the time, a lot of girls or boys that uses makeup, people always say that they're just using makeup to catfish people, you know, and it's not true. So we need to explain that to the people out there, that they are just trying to embrace themselves and to look pretty.
Okay, so Debbie, anything you want to add to the conversation?
Regarding for makeup, since I prepare my photos, so I think that I share with you.
Okay.
I think the reason that I'm here is not because that I'm an image stylist, is from the past until now I changed, and then I think that I still stick with the keywords is confidence. Like I think Mao is asking me during the preview Zoom that time, Debbie, do you think that makeup is enhancement or what do you ask? You enhancement and another or what you say?
I think I asked you whether you think that makeup is for an enhancement or is it to cover up your flaws?
Oh yes,
to change yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. So I told that I reply Mel is that makeup is just for enhancement. It's not going to change ourselves. So I think that I share with you this since I prepare. So I have put this one. I think that I shared just now is I'm very dark and then I've been dumb and then my father even not recognize me because I'm not pretty. And I'm also telling myself I'm the ugly duckling in the family because I have two sisters. And one of them is very fair, have a very fair skin, and one of them have very good features. So I don't have both. And then even though I stand, people would always think that I am not Chinese. Yes. So I transform actually time to time. I think it's a confident thing. It's not about makeup. It's about how you bring yourself. So this is from the past until I changed. Then from 2015, 2016, 2017, and then I become an image. International trainer. So I think this is the process that I mentioned is who you met. Like Ju Kyung, she met the makeup artist in the mall, teaching the makeup in the public. So it inspired her to become a makeup artist. So I think this is a process that who we met and what we heard and what action we are taking is very important. It's so-called metamorphosis. This is what I call always. And then I always being passionate that I think that being alone to be pretty is not the real pretty, but to be pretty together like a rose. One rose is not, but 10,000 roses is very huge and pretty. So this is so-called that that's why I become an image stylist. That go back to Hugo, your question is makeup is just for enhancement, but remember, like what the sisters say, you only decide your own worth. So whether you make up or not, because I have facing this situation, got one man, he asked me, can you without makeup and video call me? Then I say, okay, I'm okay. So because he say that he watched a lot of TikTok, so saw the girls is very things, but we need to ask ourselves, is it we are confident enough when a person who telling us, hey, can you call me right away when I'm not having makeup? Yes, we can because we are confident. Yes.
I think the beautiful sharing of this is, although we are improving ourselves, but that doesn't mean, we can ignore accepting ourselves, It's not contradictory, we are still who we are, So let's say if you meet someone like Ju Kyung, right? If you meet someone like Ju Kyung as the image stylist,
okay,
how would you advise Ju Kyung? How would you guide her?
Wow, interesting question.
Okay, now this is the heavy hitter question now. Okay, so get ready, guys.
Okay, as an image stylist, how I will, because which part that I met Joo Kyung? So at the beginning part, or when she's starting to make up as a makeup artist, that part?
Say she haven't started makeup, right? She's finding direct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that I will, I will accompany her to actually to raise her confidence first. In fact, it's the same that when she you remember that time that she is helping the sisters to make up also. It's the same part. I don't know what's the sister's name already. You know, she's helping the girls to make up.
Xiaojun's sister. Xiaojun's sister.
Yeah. What's the name already? I can't remember. So it's the same story. It's like we need to make her realize that her real beauty. We need to make her realize that what is true beauty. Like last time I mentioned, is true beauty is not just about outside. It's from inside and outside. And Joo Kyung is a very kind person, and she's very she helpful. So she must first that appreciate herself as inside part. Then only the confidence will come out. Then when the confidence come out, then she'll getting pretty, and it just that makeup, it just like we say, is enhancement. So it's like the first point, the first step, I will make sure she accept herself first. Then right after that, only the skill part to teach her about the skill part, then to become makeup artist, or maybe image stylist, and then to be greater person, to bring this responsibility to the other people. Like just now I shared, it's not just about who I am right now.
Is the line a bit shaky?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Now can hear. Yeah.
Okay. Is like just now I say is who I was is more important for who I am right now, because there's a past only become who I am right now. So before that I also struggling. It's like I'm very low self-esteem. I can't accept myself as very ugly. But that's why this is so-called we transform, and then we accept ourselves, like Hugo just now saying, he choose to accept himself and stand on the stage, only become who he is right now. Is it confusing? So I think that this is how I will guide I will guide her. Yeah, I will guide Jo Kyung like this. Yeah.
Well done for the pioneering answer. Yeah, this is how experts will help Joo Kyung's session, right? Yeah, this is the session. Yeah, so it's a lot of inner game before outer game. Yeah, that's for sure. Fair enough. Aida, what would you do?
It feels like project makeover.
Yeah.
But I feel that Joo Kyung's situation is like a modern Cinderella story, you know, like have courage, kind thingy.
Yeah, have courage, be kind. Yeah.
Right. So
right.
How would I help Joo Kyung? Maybe yes, as I mentioned, it's like a project makeover. So maybe I also give her education on how to make her feel better with her skin, because she needs to know her problem is her skin problem, which is her pimple. So I also need to educate her by telling her that by putting so much makeup will cause her skin problem much more worse. So how teach her how to take care of her skin first, then the right things, the right makeup to apply on her skin for daily makeup, because her mom keep on bragging that she put too much makeup on her face, you know. But and also give her, I think basically the key point here is the education part, because for high school people, you know, high school girls, they don't know all this. We need to get information. Like I used to be in a high school whereby it's all girls school. So we all got all this information, like from like Maybelline. There's a program called 3R, right? So
yes.
you remember, it's like, so all these programs give a good information to all these youth, these young girls about makeup, skincare, how to take care of themselves. So I think for Jukyung, she was not exposed to that. So I'll be giving that exposure so she can understand herself better. Right?
True. Yep. That would be relevant. A lot of ladies or even boys growing up, they will need some education on how to transition to adulthood. And it's funny you mentioned 3R, because if you remember one of the 3R hosts, Aida Jasmeen.
Right.
We recently have a webinar with her. She's a therapist now. She's a therapist now based in the UK. So yeah, how time flies. 3R.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what would you do?
I like both of their styles. One is like reminding them that they are beautiful no matter what, and beauty comes from the inside, not the outside. However, as a person that is also realistic, definitely taking care of the skin is the key here. Like maybe guiding her on skincare, make sure that her skin is good. I think as long as her skin is good, I don't see her as someone who she feels like she's ugly. And she's not doing a lot of heavy makeup, to be honest. I felt like the one thing that she focuses on is her skin, covering the pimples. And she also tries to enhance a little bit, like lipstick or like her eyes. But you could also wear contacts for that if you want, definitely. So definitely education is key. Educating, that is also what we are doing with YANA, educating people about mental health. So we could also do the same thing, educating Jukyung on the power of skincare, telling her that be yourself, use something that is lighter so that in future you don't have any problems, because we don't want to create something that will cost her in the long term.
Very
so
true.
That's my answer.
Skincare, moisturizing, always comes first. And of course, all the enhancement, a right hairstyle could do wonders for a person, definitely. And of course, contacts or choosing the right specs will do as well. Sometimes it's also very funny because we talk about inner game, how it must comes from the inside before outside. But sometimes when you enhance your look on the outside, it makes you more confident on the inside as well. So it's a two-way cycle, that we need to work together. Yeah, that's the reason why we have our makeup artist, our stylist here, our model here. Yeah, because it goes two ways, right? First, you start from inside, you work on your outside. When your outside gets better, it improves your inside as well, and then it just snowballs, right? It just gets better and better. Okay, so with this, we are now 2 hours in. It's been a very long conversation. Okay, we have to wrap it up with an important question. Team Suho or Seojun?
All right, I shall
And
do
why?
the honors.
And why? Yeah.
And why?
Yeah.
Wow,
why?
this is such an important question. Team Suho or Seojun? Oh,
Both are pretty good.
I'm still Team Suho.
Okay.
Because the reason why I truly believe that he really loves Jukyung, and Jukyung really loved him. And you couldn't live your whole life with someone that only loves you and you don't love that person. At some point of your life, you're going to resent that person and feel like, oh no, it's not working out. So definitely Team Suho. But except the way that he broke up with Jukyung. I'm still upset with that point. But other than that, they are a perfect couple.
Okay. Dabby, Suho, Seojun, why?
I think I remember the part that I watched when they are having camping in the jungle, right? I find out Seojun is treating, remember that Jukyung ran away, don't know how, meet Seojun, and Seojun, he cried because I think Jukyung cried. Then Seojun said that, what is it I did anything wrong? So I feel sorry for this. So I felt Then after that, that Jo Kyung go back to Suho again. So I realized that Sojun is very nice and very, but that moment, I'm thinking if that moment, if I choose Sojun, I just pity him. So that's why it's love must be two ways. So that's why if even though that's why I think that this is the happy ending I can say for Jokyu and Suho. That's why I feel that part is I'm quite pity of Sojun. I think that part is he really is very nice and but that time is Jokyu really don't love him. I think there's nothing can do. Even though end of the day she realized that he is very nice, but he still go back to Seoul because he can't lie to herself.
Aida?
I state my team Suho. I have reasons why, because Suho accepts her for who she was, without makeup and with makeup. So he without makeup even. So and he's been testing her a lot of things. So I enjoy watching that part. And and I think they also have mutual interest together, which is the comic bookstore. It's so interesting that part, and because it started off with that with childhood memories with that, and then they ended at the right place, which is the comic the Prince bookstore, right? Prince Comic Store, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Prince Comics.
Yeah, and whatever their wants or something that their messages in that bookstore is like really interesting. So it's like a connection there. So I don't think the connection with Sojun there because he's just like good looking guy, that kind of thing. So Suho is also good looking, but the memories that she have with Suho is really sweet. So that's why
Okay, so with this, to our fellow viewers, thank you for joining us for the past 120 minutes. It's very long for a live stream, but it's a very important topic, very exciting topic. And you have seen your verdict. Out of our 3 panelists, 3/3 voted for Team Suho. So yeah, to Team Seojun, I mean, Aida has wrapped up it very nicely. Yeah, I mean, all the way from childhood to bonding over a common passion to accepting her even when she knew how she looked at the beginning, right? And he's always the go-to person for Jukyo, right? And that say we acknowledge that Seojun has been very nice, has been very caring, also a very talented chap as well. But the heart wants what it wants, right? So yes, so with this, once again, I'm your moderator, Hugo Tan. Thank you for joining us in YANA Southeast Asia K-drama True Beauty live stream. And if you love what you hear from our panelists today, do remember to find them on Instagram, right? You can find Debbie at Debbie_Wong, right? I think so. Right, I got it right. Okay. And then we can find Jasmeen at Aida Jasmeen, right, on Instagram, and Melisha Lin at Melisha Lin _. So you can find all of them on Instagram, get connected. If you would like them to be on your live stream, do remember to leave a DM. Remember, be proactive, be persistent. There is nothing to lose. Okay, with this, let us sum it up with an okay sign. 3, 2, 1. Okay, bye-bye, guys. Take care. Good evening.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
very
much.
much. Yes.
Bye.